everyone, and welcome now to a snapshot training on our activity reporting. And this reporting is available to secretaries, club administrators, and I believe even the president of the club has access to this. Primarily, it is the function of the secretary, though, so unless you've assigned the function to your club administrator, if you happen to have one, that's primarily who I'm directing the training to. But your activity reporting is very important to the district, to your club, and to MyLCI as well. One of the things that MyLCI likes to do is look at all of the activities that are going on. That's how they sometimes select a new project and have that either at the district or international level by seeing what other clubs are doing and saying, hey, let's take that project on as a larger group activity. So I am going to share my screen. We're really excited about these snapshot trainings because what we have found is, the secretary training especially ends up being about 2 hours long. And that just is a lot for someone to sit and watch at one time. And I think also we find that for most folks, they're looking for more specific information. I must not have logged out of here last time, so we'll just start over. So I want to start this training at montanalions.org. And this is our new district website, and we've tried to make it incredibly friendly for all of the members of our clubs and make it useful. So one thing I know a lot of people have been confused about is because we've gone to so many different websites with MyLCI and MyLion, and now that's all in one place. And all you have to do is click on this link, and that's going to take you to this login to access our Lion account, where we report all of our clubs information and also our activities. You can shop at the Lion store. You can actually do training there as well. And in order to access the activity training and other things that a secretary does, you actually have to be in the system as the club secretary. So if you're a new secretary that's going to start July 1st, you are not going to be able to access this website as a secretary until July 1st, but you need to have registered. And then when your current secretary puts you in as the secretary and July 1st rolls around, you will have access to these websites that I'm going to take you to now. And I'm going to go to the Lion account. I need to back out of there when I leave, and then it would take me to this screen. Now, this is the member portal. Every Lion can register with this program through MyLCI, and you can go in and you can see information about the clubs in the district, but if you're not an officer, then you don't have access to some of the updating and reporting requirements that each of our clubs has. MyLCI is where we've done training for you to do the PU 101 online and enter all of your new officers for the upcoming year. Hopefully those officers have been elected now through your clubs. I think it's something that we normally do in April. And then also what we want done between now and the end of June is our activity reporting. We, as a district, improved our activity reporting by fairly significant percentage last year. And I think that the more we can involve all of our secretaries in this process and the easier you find it is, the more activity reporting we'll get from our clubs. I think it helped a lot too that COVID's over for the most part, and we've been able to do more activities. So what you're going to see when you click on MyLion is your club name, what the year is that we're currently reporting, and what has been reported so far. And I've usually done this after each meeting this is when I was the secretary. And so I'm always in a mode of reporting past activity. And this is kind of the easiest way to do this. You'll notice that we have park cleanups, we have our meeting, we have a welcome flag in town that gets up create over the last year, which is actually where a tremendous amount of our club funds and time went. Kind of a pretty exciting thing. We did a senior party for our senior citizens. So we're going to start. You have a couple of choices. Let's say that you're going to report a meeting, and a lot of folks don't realize that you report meetings. That is time that your members are spending to plan activities and serve their community. And it is one of the things that is time of service. So if I want to view the November meeting here, and I'm going to duplicate it because I'm just going to now go in and do the January meeting. And it says you want to set up a future. No, I want to report a past activity. I'm going to copy a feature photo, or I'm going to probably just say copy the feature photo. I don't know if we put a photo in there or not, but you can change the photo and continue. So now I'm going to make this December meeting, and we probably did a food bank item. That's one of the things we like to do is each member, when they come in, they have to provide a food bank item. And the food bank usually tells us, oh, we need peanut butter this month, or cereal, or let's do fun things for December, those kinds of things. So this is a club activity. Here's the district, here's the name of your club. I'm the creator. It was a single day, and the date of that meeting, I'm just making this up, by the way, but you have to kind of go back. Whoops, it was 21, see? So now I have to go try this again. There we go. Now you'll notice that what's highlighted here are the months of our current fiscal year. So you can go back right now and be able to report July, August, all the way through December in 2021. And if we go back and look at what 2022 says, you'll notice that we can do all the reporting through May. June hasn't happened yet. So if you want to do something that's going to happen in June, then you show that as a future project. But you simply can report up to the month you're in, and you can go back as far as that fiscal year goes. But that's the only time frame that you have access to do. So I'm going to say, well, we're behind. So I'm going to do our December meeting, and let's make it 21st. And it's not a service. You have 4 choices: a service project, a fundraiser, there's meeting. You can also enter your donations. Did you notice that? So let's say that your club does an annual donation to LCIF. You would just pick that donation. But let's do a meeting. And how many did we have present? Well, we probably had 25. And notice that when I use my minutes as a secretary, and I would go in then and do all of these activities, because I knew how many people were at the meeting. I knew when the meeting occurred. I knew if anything special happened at the meeting. Did this include any non-Lion? No. And how many volunteer hours? Well, our meetings usually last about an hour and a half. So I would take that 25 and multiply. I can find a calculator here. 25 times my hour and a half. And I'm going to say that it was 37 hours. Additional matrix. If you say yes here, then you can say the number of people served. Well, normally if this is just a club meeting, you probably haven't actually served your community. But maybe we donated some funds, and maybe we did our LCIF donation. So you could add that to here if you want to. Normally for the meeting, I don't add any extra matrices. See here, we collected cereal for food bank, and I'm going to say we collected Christmas items. And then you just change it. And then if you have a photo of your club meeting, then you can, this is just a featured photo that they're showing that means that you had a meeting, and there's just lions in their vests. But you can go in and you can upload your own photo, or you can create a whole gallery and have several photos that occurred at that particular meeting. And I'll show you here. And now we can either save it as a draft, or you can just go ahead and report it. And when you do reporting, then you go back in here, and you may not see it right away until, let's say, you've either logged out and logged back in, or it might even take till the next day. So don't expect to actually see what you've put in here until a little bit of time has gone by. It takes a little bit of time to update. But that's the simplest way to do your activity reporting, is to go in and just add an activity. Let's do one now where I don't happen to have something to copy. We had our annual pancake supper. And this was done on Fat Tuesday. And I want to say it was March 1st. I'm pretty sure that that was when we had it. It was March 1st. Whoops. So I have to go back a couple of months. There's several different ways to get to each of the months. You've got arrows to go back and forth. If you're going back several months, it's obviously easier to do it one way or another. This is a fundraiser for us. It is a signature activity. Now, I used to think that a signature activity needed to be those things that LCI had put out there, such as your environment. And see, here's your causes. And these are the things that LCI identifies as our hunger, our environment, childhood cancer, diabetes, and vision. And if you go to MyLCI's website, those are the things that you're going to see as their signature projects. And so the pancake supper is none of those. So I simply select other. The project type is going to be other service activity. You know, you don't have to pick specific things in order for your club to have their own signature activities. We do the Lions Pancake Supper every year. So that's sort of how you have to think of this signature activity. And here's a question, what it is. It's a recurring activity that represents the identity or specialization of your club, your district, or your multi-district. So again, not necessarily LCI. And we raised funds. Boy, did we raise funds. We raised for our little club in our little town, $2,000. And do we want, oops. All right, I forgot my period there. Well, it doesn't need a period. It doesn't accept cents. So there we go. I'll stop with $2,000. We did serve, because this was a free will offering, and we served about 100 people. And we had about 15 volunteers. And however your club does volunteer reporting, at our club, we would have at each meeting, we had a piece of paper that we just passed around. Hey, be sure and put down your hours. Or your chairman of a project was responsible for letting the secretary know how many volunteers there were, how many hours were served, that type of thing. Did participants include? Absolutely, it included non-Lions. And how many Lions volunteers did we have? Or how many hours? I believe we were probably setting up about 3 o'clock. Dinner was over at 5 to 7, half an hour to clean up. But we had different people there for different amounts of time. But according to the paperwork I got, we had about 40 hours. And actually what we ended up doing was we donated most of these funds. I think they said about 90%. You had to subtract out the cost of the meal and stuff, but let's just say that we donated about $1,800. And that went to our Sunburst Pool Fund. And the pool was actually started by a Lions Club here. And so that's something that we take on again as a signature project. So we can tell a story if we want to. Or you can just, and you might want a feature photo. Let's see, I think I might have some photos of the pancake supper, but I think they might be on my phone. But I'll just go and find, and you just find where your photos are. And let's see. I know there's some photos. There's our sweet Diane. We could do that. I know I've got other things. See, I've got well, I'll tell you, here we go. Pancake supper. It was last year, but I'm going to go ahead and put this picture in it anyway. I have some pictures from this year that we can do. So hopefully it's picking it up. There we go. And I'm going to save that image. And now my feature photo is one that personalizes the activity for our club. And now you simply save the report. Oops, I guess we have to tell a little bit about it. Okay, our annual pancake supper was a fundraiser. Oops. In 2022. There we go. Okay. You'll notice that because I missed something, it went back to it, blinked it out in red and say, hey, you have to fill this out. Oh, and see the little red asterisk? That means that it's a required thing. So let's say, okay. And now look at that. Here's our meeting that we did in December, and it popped up the annual pancake supper right away. So this is how you go in and just report your activity. If you want to do a future report, you're certainly welcome to play around with it. But here you go through a fairly lengthy this used to be the process for everything, but you would say that it's going to be a service project or a fundraiser or a meeting or a donation. Let's just say service project. And then you continue. This is a longer process to do. And then again, here are the causes that you can select. And maybe this is going to be Plus Optics vision screening next month. So let's say that this is going to be vision. And you'll notice that they've got some information here that LCI has put out because this is one of their causes. And here it is, vision screening. Let's select that. And continue. So it tries to walk you through as much as it can. And let's say that the activity name is going to be Plus Optics Screening for Sunburst Schools. In fact, I think we did this last month. It is a signature activity. It was not funded by a grant. And the place is going to be Sunburst Elementary. I can type, right? Junior high, high school, and the address. I'm just going to say Sunburst, time zone. So you see how there, you're required. Oh, let's see. Mountain. I don't remember this being there. Eek. What do you think? What are my chances of finding it? You'd think it would be at the top, right? UTC. This is new. I learned something every time I go in here and work on this stuff. Let's go back up to the top. US. Stop. Nice. American Samoan. Oh, here we go. PST. Okay, so there it is. Boise, Napa, Meridian. There we go. Mountain Standard Time. All right, and we're going to start this. Now, see here, you can't go backwards. You have to go forward. So let's say we're going to do it on the 23rd. Vision screening, privacy settings. You can show everyone. You can show your district, the club only. Normally, we just always do everyone, and now continue. And this, you can invite people to your activity. And we've actually done screening with some of the clubs around. So maybe we would set this up and pick the Cut Bank Club. They have a machine too, but you can skip this if you don't want to invite anybody else. It says you're almost done. Let's review the details, see what we've set up. It's a vision screening. Everyone can see it. We didn't send any invites to anyone else. And we're going to submit our future activity. There you go. And then that future activity is sitting out here for, it says May 23rd. I will probably go in there and make it a past activity at some point, but I won't be able to do that. I may have to just copy it. I'm not sure. Let's see, we can copy the activity or edit it. Let's see what happens if we edit it. I think it's going to still leave it as a future activity until you actually hit that date. I don't know if I'll be able to go back and change it to something else at some point in time. Maybe not. I probably will go back. All right, go back. And let's just go back here now and report a past activity. And you'll notice now that that future activity does not show up because it is not going to happen here for a few more days. This are the basics of activity reporting. And you'll notice that when you go home, now this does take a day or so to update because we've donated, as you know, a couple $1,000 and that doesn't show up. But and here's, look at this. Here's our signature activity. That's a future activity upcoming. Oh, and it's twice. Oh yeah, because I copied it. Okay, so you can go in and clean up things like that too. But I just wanted everyone to be able to see that it's not hard to do. There are matrices now that your district can see about your club. And I think that it's really important for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is that it gives you bragging rights. And also, as the person going in here and doing the reporting, normally your secretary, as I said before, you have to add into those hours of time how much time it's taking you to do the activity reporting. Because until you do this reporting, your activity really isn't complete. So it's important to make sure that you maintain this information for your club, for your district, and for LCI. Thank you. And I hope that this is helpful. Play around in here because trust me, there's nothing that you can do that is going to be undoable. And we can go in here and whoops, let's open this up. If we want to, we can delete the activity. There we go. Are you sure? Yep. I was just playing. So, well, if I can get this thing to select the right button, come on. Well, it doesn't like me today. You know, I don't know if I can do, there we go. There we go. Okay, now it's deleted. Boy, my finger thing here must not be working very well. Now, when we go home, you have no upcoming activities. So there you go. Like I say, I'm primarily into doing the past reporting because that's now you have all the information, you have the hours, you have how many volunteers, how many people were served. It's, to me, that's just an easier way to do it. So I hope that this has been helpful. I am very easy to contact. Please feel free to call me or email me. My cell phone is 406-461-4206. And my email is Peggy T, like Tobin, at northerntel, NORTHERNTEL.net. Peggy T at northerntel.net. And I look forward to hearing from you and good luck with your activity reporting.